trace happenings on the political scenes in Nigeria.
I want to tell Mr. President, integrity governors are not part of them. Anybody who says today that Nigeria is doing well, you are a liar.
The political gladiators.
He's so fixated about certain things. He's totally insensitive.
His own is garnished with matrimonial rascality. I've said this on this platform before, that it is impossible for you to campaign or looking stupid.
Their conversations, their manifestos.
So, because the man is Igbo, it doesn't matter. The fact of being Igbo makes him unelectable. How can you trust him?
If President Buhari supports Bola Tinubu, he is not a true Muslim. A man with this type of moral decay have no moral grounds to come to a respected studio like this.
Join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 9 a.m. for a holistic, bumper-packed political showpiece on Super 88.1 FM.
All right, thank you so much for joining us this morning. 9:02, live across the nation's heartbeat. Online at superfm.online/Benin. You can check us out across the socials this morning at Super FM Benin. Download the app from the Play Store. Search for Super FM Global. Install it, and you can take us anywhere you're finna take us to this morning. My name is Chuksy, the French Piece of Radio. Welcome to Road to 2023, the second edition for this week. One more before we wrap things up for the second week in February. And of course, I do not do this alone. Honorable Gbenga James is on the other side of the MIC. Honorable, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Chuksy, and how are you today?
Very good, very good. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, I'm great.
Honorable, we have 17 days
before
before we all march down to go cast our votes.
Yes.
You know,
it's interesting, and I think I'm feeling it in my bones. I've told people, I've said it here on this program and on some other programs, that in all of my adult life, I've not seen any general election where Nigerians have been mobilized, galvanized, and as sensitized as we are at this moment. Virtually everybody in Nigeria sees this coming election as a major milestone for the development of this country, as a major turning point for the upward trajectory of development in this country, and as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change the narrative. I mean, in recent years, it seems we've had a lot of narratives that are not exactly pleasant, and not exactly the kind of narratives that we want to have. And at some point, you have to take a turn and have a turn for better, and this election provides that junction.
of course, we're also joined in the studio by Honorable Destiny Enabulele from the People's Democratic Party this morning on the show. Honorable Destiny, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome. You're welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
It's good to have you.
Yeah.
Finally, we have
Somebody from the People's Democratic Party.
Democratic Party.
The first thing I told him this morning is that there has always been an open invitation to all registered political
I
parties.
think I said the same thing to him too.
Yeah.
All registered political parties, but I don't know why some parties have contrived
It's
not
been
to
very,
take advantage.
very.
But again, we are glad that you are here.
Finally.
And it now shows that, well, we never shut the doors, as it were,
Definitely.
on any political
But I'm
party.
here now.
And
So
that's why I
I'm
say
there.
it's good that you are
So
here.
whatever you...
Now, the build-up is on
Yes.
to the general election. Now, let's start from that premises. Now, like I just said something not long ago, that I've not seen the Nigerian society being as galvanized, being as sensitized as this, and there is a sense of that huge importance about this coming election that perhaps I never felt about other previous general elections that have been, as an adult, and that I've been actively interested in or involved as a media man in the build-up to the election. Do you also feel that energy?
I would say yes and no.
Okay.
You agree with me that before this time, we've only had two prominent parties that slug it out in the general elections. Unlike now, we have what we call the third force as a result of the labor movement, or better put,
Labour Party.
obedience. So for us, there is more awareness. There is more, involvement, because it has never been this bad since the history of this nation, where you now buy naira with naira. It's as bad as that. I tell you for free that last week here, to be very precise, I struggled to get ordinary 5,000 naira cash. It's not as if there's no money in the bank.
Well, can't access.
But I can't access it. You have ATM, you can't get anything. Use your POS, you can't get anything. It's as bad as that. So for us, these are some of the ingredients that call for the awareness that everybody wants to be involved because they know that it's bad and truly it's bad. The blind man, even the deaf, they can sense it, they can feel it.
Well, in case you're just joining us, the program, again, don't get it twisted, it's Road to 2023 and is reaching you from your number one family radio station, Super 88.1 FM, Benin City. My name is Gbenga James, known as Honorable Gbenga James on this platform, and we've been speaking with Honorable Destiny Enabulele, and don't forget that Chuksi is also here as well. Honorable Destiny Enabulele, it's a member of the People's Democratic Party, not just a card-carrying member of the party. On the platform of that particular political party is the immediate past chairman of Ovia Southwest local government area. And in the build-up to the 2023 general election, is vying to get into the Edo State House of Assembly, representing the good people of Ovia Southwest constituency in the Edo State House of Assembly. Now, let us look at the business of lawmaking in Edo State, how it has been, how it has not been, and what your motivation is.
Yeah, let me start by, first of all, appreciating the Super FM for this timely discourse by way of having me this morning. And let me welcome you to Edo State from my own end.
Thank you.
As a village
Because
man.
you are making your debut here.
No, as a village man. Let me welcome you. You see, lawmaking is different from the executive. So many of us oftentimes trying to, I've been the executive. Lawmaking is all about making laws. Every other thing in the local palace is jara. You see, it's high time that the electorate begin to distinguish between the executive and the legislator. You see, the duty of a legislator is simple. It is to make laws for the executive. But you see, there are some quote unquote overzealous lawmakers that want to say, okay, their business now is not to execute projects. Yeah, projects are perfectly, they are good. But your primary aim as a lawmaker, it is to make laws for the good people of your constituency and the generality of your state.
I mean, apart from it being the primary aim, which I think that is putting it modest, your statutory responsibility is to make law.
Exactly.
If that is the only thing you have done, you have done your job.
You see, if you go around other developed clients of the world, you see lawmakers are more respected. Oftentimes you see them spending 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in the business of lawmaking. Because over time they have been groomed and they know the how to dot the I's and cross the T's.
All the intricacies of lawmaking.
Because there's a saying that when a man embarks on a journey, once you put your hand on the plow, don't look back. So that is lawmaking, unlike the executive. And I want to appeal to the media to help us conscientize the people that yes, good and fine, that projects are good, but when there are no good laws, those projects are just there, I don't make cosmetics. It is likened to what our father, the former bishop, late now, Bishop Benson Dowsa, said, that a success without a successor is a failure. And that is the way it is. If you have fine structure, there are no better laws.
Honorable Destiny,
it amounts to nothing.
Enabulele, I mean, from the little you've said so far, you sound so interesting. You sound like a man who understands exactly what it's about getting into. And it's quite apt that you came up with that saying that you don't put your hand in the plow and look back. Now that you have put your hand in the plow by throwing your hat in the ring to vie for a seat in the Edo State House of Assembly to represent the good people of Ovia Southwest constituency. I tell you something. There is that man from Ovia Southwest that is listening. There is that young lady from Ovia Southwest that is listening. There is that guy, youth from Ovia Southwest constituency that is listening now, and is thinking that, okay, this guy has been my chairman before, and is vying for a place in the Edo State House of Assembly to represent me. What's on the table? I mean, I've got my PVC before I decide to say, okay, I'm going the way of destiny on Enabulele. What's on the table? What are you telling your constituents that, okay, when you vote me into the Edo State House of Assembly, you can take it to the bank. These are my assurances. These are my promises to you.
Yeah, Honorable, let me say this very quickly. Before my inroad into politics, I've been in the business of Anogogri. You understand what that means?
Yeah, from
I've
the
been
civil
society
background.
At the time, I was the PRO of LNGO in this state, and later became the secretary of LNGO. And I was at the Zenith, being the president of LNGO. I think I spent about less than a year before my inroad into politics. See, I've been in the forefront, canvassing for being the voice for the voiceless over time. There in other media houses, over time representing the state in the National Assembly, even in the South, prior to the confer. I was a member of those that put together the civil society draft that was presented from the South at the
National Conference.
Yes, at the Calabar, there was a South put together.
Okay, the South.
Yes, that was sponsored by DFID that time. So I was a member, so I understand the intricacies. I understand what the people want, because I'm there. I'm still there. Even some persons say no. I'm still there in the street. I know what. Yes, I'm still there. I go to the market, I buy things myself. I go to the street, I buy bole, I buy cocoyam, roasted cocoyam, and all that. It's not as if I'm a superman. I'm not a big man. So for me, I'm a son of a teacher. So for us, they know what I can do, because over time they've seen me in the TV, they've heard me in the radio.
You may still want to remind them.
Definitely, that's exactly what I'm doing. Even as a local government chairman, I try to do with the meager resources that was available to us. I have markets built in the Edo market as I speak. They are there. I have the one of Igobazowa Hussein, and across the sector, the health sector, the education sector.
Your imprints are there.
Definitely,
as
they
a
are
chairman.
there. They are there. They are there. They are visible.
So as a lawmaker,
they should go and verify.
So as a lawmaker, we'll verify. Chooks will take me to go and see something.
Absolutely.
Now, but as a lawmaker, what will you be doing? Yes. What kind of laws will you be maybe pushing, lobbying for, backing, supporting, sponsoring? I mean, the old works of a lawmaker.
Yeah, there are several. Cut across.
You may want to tell us one or two.
There's a saying in my very rich Benin language. I'm Uyowaki. See, when you are going to the market, they don't say you are going to buy SYC. At the end of the day, you end up not buying that SYC. So when we get there, we will cross it. So for us, as events of food, we will bring out laws, we will initiate bills that will again emanate to laws that will be for the generality of the people. For us, I'm from the rural. My constituency is rural, so I know what the people want. So we are known for agrarian, so agriculture. So for us, we will do laws that will enhance,
that will enable that sector.
That will enable the sector, and again see how we can bring it to the limelight. Again, have it in the world map.
Now, you've spoken about a particular area. Now, because agricultural development ensures food security, which is quite important.
Yes.
And Nigeria, of course, can do with food security now more than ever before. What gaps have you seen in that area, in your own constituency, that you think you are particularly passionate about?
You see, let me quickly say this. If I'm not mistaken, the pineapple, we are the hub of the pineapple in the state, my local government. So we need to have a factory that can able to process this thing to where the farmers can easily take their product for a finish. So that is absent throughout this state. We'll come up with something. The area of cocoa is there. We have the plantain. We are more plantain in this state. So it turn into chips and whatever. So there are areas we need to look into for my people to and again you open up the farmlands. That is the duty of the executive. But when you have a good relationship with the executive, when you draw their attention to it, another thing another oversight function of a legislator is to draw the attention of the executive to his constituency. Look, this area we are lacking, this area my people are yearning, and we want you to intervene. That is just it. There are several areas that we need to look into. For me, it is to open the local government for other investors, for other opportunities, so that our people can embrace. And again, the women, they are there. They go to farming and what have you. It's to create what we call the SMEs. See how they can embrace it. They can see how they can have access to soft loans. As a legislator, I can use kind of my legislative side functions to intervene, to interact with some loans given banks, or so to speak.
So microfinance interest.
Microfinance, soft loans for the people. You know one thing about the women. It reminds me of some of the words of Margaret Thatcher when she said, and I quote, that if you want anything said, ask the men. If you want anything done, ask the women. The women, they are critical. They are a critical sector in all the facets of human endeavor. Give them a little, they will turn it. In our homes, if you want peace, give them the peace, and you have the peace all over.
Okay, Honorable Enabulele, I want to remind you something on the show that you probably would you have a very good idea, because you were there exactly when this happened. Now, a few months ago, I think it was at Igobazua, when the 10 words at the Igobazua, after the PDP primaries, I guess, yeah, where you thanked the youth for their support, for voting and their peaceful conduct, for coming out in mass to, for the primaries and their peaceful conduct. Notable for some of the things you said were, some of the agendas that you were going to carry out, that will affect the lives of those persons in that constituent. Now, I want to ask this question, which is, the Honorable can tell you, is the question I always ask every guest we've had on the show. Why should people trust you? Because for one too many times, we've had different people come on board and say very nice things, very interesting things. As a matter of fact, the current administration came on the matter of change, which was something that most Nigerians bought into, change. The current administration in Edo State also came on the matter of making Edo great again, the mega agenda. Go just on and on. I could give you a lot of speeches that have been made by different people, but one too many times, just a few persons actually get to meet up with some of the things that they promised to do. So, Honorable Enabulele,
so why
your
should we trust you?
constituents are listening right now. Why should they trust you?
Let me quickly, I think I have to take you back memory lane.
Okay.
A great historian, Cicero, once said history makes people easy to govern but difficult to manipulate. You see, why am I saying all this? If you go back to the history of Avia Southwest, my people over time have been deficient in the area of representation in the State House of Assembly. Go back to history since 1999. The last one, let me try to zero my mind on the last dispensation, which is running now, that we are completely absent from the lawmaking in the state. We don't have a voice. We don't have a representative. When I was a local government chairman, I was alone. Nobody need to cry to help me talk to the governor. There was absence. So for me, it was me and the governor, me and the deputy governor, me and the SSG. It was like that. If I have had a representative, I would have, okay, let me meet him, we'll discuss. And he will in turn, channel, perhaps take the issues before the executive. That was completely absent. I'm coming now to fill in the gap, to be the voice of the good people of Avia Southwest. As you know, we should go back to history. Avia Southwest is known as the cradle of Edo politics. Go back to the den of Iyekovia, and now of the den of Iyekovia, Ovia, and now Avia Southwest. Go. It's there. So for me, I've told them, first thing first, that I will be available. So when you are available and you are accessible, and when you are accessible, you can convey the message to the appropriate quarter. And when you can convey the message and your people can get dividend for democracy, it's as simple as that. I'm not going there to go and break cola nut and what have you. I'm going there to be visible for my people to see me, and for my people to be represented, and my people again to be at the limelight. If you go try to do your own survey now, you understand vividly what I'm saying, that Ovia Southwest is completely, if not, it's completely out of the equation. It's completely out of the equation. So for us, is to see how we can fill in the gap, see how we can look at, take away the lacuna between the local government and the state. And see how we can drive the development projects so that the people can have dividend for democracy.
All right, nice one. I think I got my answer already. It's time for me to open the phone lines right now for you all to be part of the show and send us messages. Remember, Honorable Enabulele is not here on behalf of the Edo State Governor or the Edo State government. So he would not be answering questions on behalf of the state government. Well, before I open the phone lines, I think it was yesterday or a day before that the People's Democratic Party had a parley.
Yes, yesterday.
Yesterday, all both
stakeholders.
Everybody came together. The governor was there. The deputy governor was there.
Yeah.
So could we now say now that there is peace?
It's one house now.
In the People's Democratic Party.
Let me again, appreciate you again. We just had a victory. It's a victory in the Supreme Court. And it's a victory for all of us.
Not because the governor said no victor, no vanquish.
Yes, it's not a victory for governor, the deputy governor, SSG, or my humble self. It's a victory for all of us. Perhaps the governor is just a symbol. It's a channel through which we have that victory is being we've been having the victory. The point I'm driving at is this: that even in our small homes, the big family, there's bound to be all shades of characters. What we've experienced is not out of ordinary. It's not out of proportion. It's not for us, there's bound to be some descended voices. Even in this small establishment, there are bound to be the GM is not doing it well. Perhaps the GM, you understand. So for us, it's a victory for all of us. And let me say this: we are reaching out, and we are going to work together for the victory of PDP.
Okay.
Not the victory. Destiny is under the ballot. Governor Obaseki is under the ballot. Who is in the ballot is the umbrella, the PDP. So it's for all of us. I don't think any of us will want to work to frustrate the success of the PDP. So I don't see a father that want to destroy a house that he has built. A sensible father. So for me, I've reached out to one of my big daddies in the local government, and I'm still reaching out to them. Okay. So that we bring everybody. The umbrella is big enough to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, okay.
All right, thank you. I think we got to hear from.
Let's get a few calls now. 0705 5129 881 or 0705 5727 881. Those are the numbers to call with this morning on the show. If you want to send a text or WhatsApp, the number is 0705 9676 881. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the show. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is...
Oh, call is back. Okay, Casey on WhatsApp says, good morning, comrades in the house. Personally, I have not been impressed with the way our lawmakers carry out their duties in Nigeria. How can a governor that have less than 4 months in office put on a request for over 102 billion naira loan, and the House of Assembly, which is the state lawmakers, will approve it just because they are the majority in the House? To me, it is more about their party than the masses. We'll get to that in a bit. Hold on, Sir Casey.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Chelsea.
Yes, good morning, sir. Welcome to the show. What is your name?
Yeah, this is Fido.
All right, Fidel. Where are you calling us from now?
Sapler Road. I'm calling from Sapler Road.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Destiny Enabulele. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Honorable, I greet you, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Fidel.
I wanted to extend this greeting to Mr. Destiny Enabulele.
Thank you very much, sir.
I love the way he spoke. And though I'm not a PDP, I'm a labor force, but I just love him. But I just want to tell you that if you continue like this, the sky is a starting point. I love you. I wish I'm in Ovia. Southwest. I will have voted for you.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
I love you, young man. You will go far.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Remember, you can leave us a comment on Facebook and on Twitter, also at Super FM Benin. We're live on YouTube, we're live on the Twitch TV, we're also live on Facebook. In case you want to know how the two honorables, in case you want to know how they
the one that is vying for an office and the one that is not vying for any office.
See, let me quickly say this. Let me try to answer the questions to clear the gray areas. You see, government is government in the last minute. You can't say because I'm leaving 2 months from now that I will not run government or governance. I must try to execute the project in the last minute. That is why the issue of borrowing. So that we just try to say,
the eve of departure.
you can see commission project before leaving.
No, it's not about commission project. It's
you
about
must run government. Yes,
loans.
Yes, you must run government. You must run governance in the last minute.
But what if these loans, as it were, that you are taking,
or do you think that some of the times the necessary checks and balances
are done?
I'm not saying, and that's why the phrase rubber stamp has become so popular.
No, you see, the people are there.
I'm not saying there should be no harmonious relationship. Harmonious relationship has to be there. But it can't be the yes Friday.
You see, I understand your point perfectly. You know, some of us oftentimes misconstrue a relationship between the executive and the legislator when it's smooth, when there are no crises. When there are no crises, they are rubber stamp. That oftentimes we misconstrue it to be rubber stamp, not necessarily rubber stamp. There are areas, you see. You don't need to wash.
No,
but
we don't see much of those checks.
We don't need to wash our dirty linen
outside. Those checks.
No, but they are doing it. It's unknown to you.
Yeah, but again, in other climes, when those checks are happening, it's reported. We know it.
They are public funds.
We talk like about justice. That justice must not only be done; it must be seen.
You are right. But again, as a electorate, you have the right to request, to want to know. The FOI Act is there, so we must be seen to be doing our own part. Government is for all of us.
Let me ask you one more question before we let you go, because we have to wrap things up right now on the show.
Yeah.
In your own estimation, do you think that the way the State House of Assemblies across the country, the different states, State House of Assemblies of the different states in Nigeria, do you think that they do enough in terms of, for example, let me break my question. Now, the anti-grazing law is there. So many states have not domesticated it. Then there is the
local government
autonomy
and financial autonomy for two different things.
And so many states have still, up until now, not adopted that and domesticated it. So yeah, what would you say about that? Because this is
about the survival of the local government.
Let me try to answer.
I think you would understand the local government very well, because you are
where he's coming from.
Local government.
Let me try to answer your question from this angle.
Okay.
Just look at the fiscal policy, the CBN policy on this naira and whatever.
Redesign notes
and some of it. See, it's a perfect policy, but the implementation, that's where we have the problem. That is the problem. For me, I'm in total support of that policy. I told you something just now. I said, throughout last week, I fought hard to be able to get 5,000 naira cash. Not as if there is no money in the bank. As a contestant, I went to my local government with 5,000 naira. So for me, if you go, see, some of us, we've traveled out of this country. Exactly before you go to like United Kingdom, before you see a 1,000 naira,
1,000 pounds,
1,000 pounds or 500 pounds.
No, there's none.
It is none. Or 200. You can't get it. Or 1,000 or $1,000. It's not there. It's not there. We must see how we manage our economy. A situation where we see there's this system. We had a discussion. See, we must help the system to work. Definitely, yes, we must suffer. Yes, after the suffering comes, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. It is the approach that is.
Honorable Destiny Enabulele, I think what again also befuddles someone is that, yeah, policies could be beautiful, could be fine, but how do you allow fifth columnists to hijack it? Because one of the distinct characteristics of government is that you must always be on top of the situation.
Yeah.
But when fifth columnists hijack it, and it has festered and it has imposed suffering on the people, could it still be said that you are still on top of this?
Let me quickly say this. Yeah. We are all Nigerians. We see over time, we have had, Nigerian is at a point where the strong men determine how it goes.
The strong man.
The strong man. That is why I love Barack Obama when he said it's time for us to create strong institutions around that strong man.
Yeah.
So when we have strong institution, when you come, you walk towards the institution, and the institution streamline and put things in order. But when you have strong men, the strong man will can, like the GM is here and is a strong man, be able to during his tenure. But once he's leave, the whole thing will collapse. So for us, it's not time for us to build strong institutions where it will outlive whoever that is. Yes, exactly. That's what we need to. What we need to crave for. That's what we need to request now. And the electorate should please. We must de-emphasize this money politics. It's not helping us as a nation. There was a video sent to me from one of the European countries. They are doing their election. You see a council chairman of the big council chairman is campaigning. He's just doing his business seamlessly. I look at myself. I look at this country. It's going to be difficult for us to get to that point. That's another thing. We must de-emphasize this money politics. That is why you use the word fifth columnist. It is these money politicians that is hijacking the system. You saw a video of a person putting on a symbol of a particular presidential candidate, trying to using the POS. That's another form of vote buying. In one of the Yoruba states, that is vote buying. Vote buying shouldn't be encouraged. It must be seen that yes, you can do it. Go there, represent us. If that person know that before he gets there, he didn't spend XYZ of amount, that person have to have a rethink. That no, okay, I didn't borrow money. No, I did not, mortgage my house or whatever to get there. He must have a rethink. If he's not suffering from mental illness, he must have a rethink. I must tell you, but it's a situation where you mortgage, you almost sell your first child to get there, and you want the person not to recoup. It's not a mad person. It's not a Father Christmas.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Destiny Enabulele. One of the most interesting conversations we had on the show so far. We do hope that when next you'll be able to come again next time, and
at your beck and call.
We'll be able to clear certain areas because we're not able to really ask all the questions because this program is always constrained by time. Even if we had 10 hours. Nigeria political issues, a lot. It's not something we can finish
never enough. It will never
one
be
day.
enough.
But thank you so much for coming.
Let me say this. I think the media in the state, I think we should have come up with a platform where all these legislators, they will be legislators, those that are contesting, will have the platform to engage the people. There's something stop for us to have a two-state-owned kind of situation room where we engage. This would be whether in the vying for House of Assembly.
Something like a town hall?
Exactly. You engage us. Let's know you are not going there. And we have had situations where some persons, whether in the rep or in the Senate, throughout the 4 years, not even want to move a motion. We have had situations, some are one, some are two, or like that, and their voice is almost like a non-existence. So see, legislation is not executive. I've been a local government chairman. I know exactly what I'm talking. Legislation is all about vibrant, intelligent, and creative. You must sing, telling your people. You said something just now, coming to tell us sweet things at the end of the day. But before, you come and tell us the sweet things.
First.
We'll hold you that yes, you said this thing. At the end of the day, you are not doing it.
All right, we have to go.
We just have to go.
We have to go. Thank you so much, Honorable Destiny, for coming around.
My pleasure.
All right, we're back again tomorrow. Myself, Honorable Gbenga, James. Hopefully, Mr. Israel Adebi will be joining us on the show tomorrow. My name is Shuksi, the Freshman of Radio. By 9:45, your home girl, Abby Vibes, will be back on the radio for what's happening on Twitter. Good morning.
This is Road to 2023.